Ashok Swain is a writer on Indian politics and society and a professor at the Uppsala University in Sweden. He joins me now on the line. Professor Swain, welcome. One of the world's most respected human rights organizations shutting its operations in the world's largest democracy. How concerned should we be?
I think it is for the world to be really concerned about, but this is nothing new. There have been attempts of stopping the voice or stopping the dissent for a long time, particularly since Narendra Modi came to power in 2014. There have been various international organizations, so those who have been operating in India, they have gone through the trouble, and also a number of local Indian organizations in net activism. They are also facing trouble if they are getting resources from abroad. So I think this is not new, but this is what has happened now is particularly when they have stopped, the Amnesty has been forced to stop all its operation. That is really scary. They have been in the government pressure at least for last 2 years, but this has gone to quite far.
Right, but it's not just under the Narendra Modi government, is it? I mean, Amnesty's finances were questioned in the past in 2009 as well, when the Congress government was at the center. I suppose the question is, why is its funding and issues to do with its finances repeatedly under the scanner?
The Amnesty gets some support from outside, but also there have been a number of Indian donors, those who have provided funding. But I think the funding it's always, as you said, in 2009 also Amnesty came under the scanner. But it has been sometimes there have been attempts before to stop these voices of dissent in India. But what I said is, what has happened now, it has been a kind of a very organized way of stopping the dissent, whatever the sources it come from. And there have been around 20,000 organizations. It's not only Amnesty. There are 20,000 plus NGOs have been stopped receiving money from abroad. Amnesty has been a kind of more to get this kind of focused attention because of its international stature. And also, it has been brought out a number of issues, particularly in the last 2 months. Though it brought out a report in August 5 on Kashmir, then I think August 20th, 28th on Delhi riots. And I think immediately after that, the government moved quite swiftly and stopped all whatever the accounts they had. But before that, they had also targeted even some of the people from India, those who have contributed. There are 100,000 contributions, people, those who have contributed to India. Even some of the small contributors have been under the government tax authorities attack.
So this attack on Amnesty International, if you can call it that, does that harm India's image abroad?
India had whatever the international leverage or international opinion in favor of it because of its democratic and secular character. And I think that has been under attack for a period of for some years now, as I mentioned, particularly since 2014. But I think it internationally, but different international media are already putting it that this is what is happening in India. And I think going against the Amnesty, stopping it up, halting all of its operations will be another addition to this kind of India losing its democratic character fast.
We'll leave it there for the time being, but thank you so much for joining us, Professor Ashok Swain.